What is going on, y'all? It is Fargassier. Hopefully, you're having a great and wonderful day out there in the wasteland. Friends, it looks like the landscape of Fallout 76 is going to be changing in the future. Currently, right now on Steam, there is a public test server that is live, and there are so many changes in here that could be an absolute game changer for players out there in the wasteland. Let's sit back, relax, and let's talk about these changes that we got to see. Now, this is the first Mischief night that we're taking part in, and I had so much fun. Now, this is in a new location. The last Mischief night was in the White Spring, but this is in the Skyline Valley. I love that they chose to do it inside of the map expansion. There's so much open space for, chaos and fireworks and setting fire and stealing candy. There was a lot of fun to be had, and we were doing this solo, and it was a bit tricky at first because it is a lot to learn on where certain things are, but on the second and third run, we absolutely made it through. We failed the first one, and I didn't realize that we were about to fail it, but we absolutely passed the second and the third one. But I could see with more people on this event, the more chaos that it has. It was definitely slower by ourselves, but I could definitely see this speeding up with more Wastelanders taking part in this event. Now, if you get on the public test server as of recording this right now, it actually got pulled because there were reports of server crashes going on with Mischief Night. So we'll have to see when it gets added back in, and hopefully it'll be added in soon. But I had so much fun taking part of this, and you'll actually recognize that the thumbnail that we have on this video is one of the Assaultrons, because each of the robots are dressed up in their own variation, and we got a backpack flare from that, which absolutely so excited to see new plans added to this event, and I am looking forward to seeing what other plans we can get, and maybe cross our fingers that we can finally get that jack-o'-lantern combat rifle paint for the fixer. Now, in a recent video, we talked about the Milepost Zero update coming to Fallout 76, where we can make our own caravan company, and now, as of right now, we only know what they shared with us before the Xbox Showcase presser. But friends, it's not in the public test server right now as of launching, but Bethesda did say in their patch notes that later on this month, we will be adding the opportunity to build your own caravan company as part of the Milepost Zero update. So once that is live, we'll definitely go in a live stream, take a gander at the Milepost Zero update, take some notes, and make a video on it. I am so excited to see what this future holds for the Wasteland and as a caravan owner. And now we did get to test out the best build section, where players are going to be able to take their camp builds and put them out on the line. And if you get that movie reference, then absolutely we are 1-in-1 there, Vault Dweller. But we're going to be able to take our camp builds, put tags on them, apply photos that we take of our camp builds, and let other Vault Dwellers raid our camp. Now, as this is the public test server, we are not able to submit our camp right now, but this is going to be great, and I can't wait to see how players utilize this feature in Fallout 76, and how people like TNG that make camp raiding type videos, how they utilize this for their content as well. I cannot wait to see the future for Fallout 76 with this best build section, because I absolutely love checking out camp builds out there in the wasteland. And now, as far as some UI changes that we noticed today on the stream during the public test server, is the amount of ammo that the Vault Dweller has available for that weapon. We had the Gauss minigun, which, by the way, it seems to have a buff because this thing was putting out some major damage. We'll have to do some more testing with that in the future. But in the Gauss minigun, we had under 10,000 ammo available, and normally it goes to 999 in that availability, but now it showed something greater than 999, and it's just a nice change. But it does cap out, as we noticed with our Gatling gun with 5mm ammo, that it caps out at 9,999. So just that small change is great in itself. And the next UI change that we noticed that Bethesda and Double 11 are working with is the damage over time effect. Now, with poison and with fire, normally we wouldn't see how much damage the enemy enemy was about to take. But as you can see right here, as we smack them and they become poisoned or we set them ablaze, we can see that their health bar has a different shade of red assigned to it, and that is the amount of damage that that enemy is going to take from that damage over time effect. And this is going to be a great change for the future, either be saving ammo or just doing some calculations for testing a weapon's ability to do damage over time. And now one of the biggest changes coming to the Wasteland is the change to legendary crafting. And now on today's patch notes, Bethesda talked about that we believe this system will require time and iteration to get right. So while we're giving this to you to test now, it will not be released to the live game until we believe that it's ready. Friends, this is a huge change coming to Fallout 76 in the way that legendary weapons and legendary armors are crafted out there in the Wasteland. And now this in itself is an RNG table, and we did test with a high intelligence and a high luck, and it did not seem to have an effect on the amount of legendary modules that we got from scrapping our legendary weapons or our armor pieces. It definitely is going to be a big RNG hit to see if you do get a 1, a 2, or a 3-star legendary module that you can put on another weapon or a piece of armor. And now the way this system works is that you take your legendary weapons or armor pieces and scrap them down. This will give you the base materials for scrapping the weapon or armors down, but it will also net you some legendary particles that you can craft legendary modules with. We did not get any sort of type plan that you can go to the Tinkerer's Workbench and craft with these legendary particles, but with it being in the system like that, I don't know what the RNG luck is going to be on something like that to be able to get these plans that you can craft them over and over again. But there is an RNG chance that with the legendary weapon or armor that you have, there is a legendary effect that you have on that weapon or piece of armor. Say you have a piece of armor that is an Overeaters, but it's a 1-star, and you have 10 of those. You could scrap those 10 pieces of armor and have the RNG chance to get a Overeaters module that you can put on another piece of armor. But remember, once you do put that legendary effect on there, it becomes character bound and you cannot trade it. And now while we were on stream, we went into a custom world to have free building to test out different combinations of different legendary effects together on different types of weapons and armors. And one of the most requested, and I'll give you a second to guess in the comment section, what do you think was the most requested, a variation to a 2nd-star on, let's just say, an energy weapon? I'll give you 3 seconds to figure that one out, but hey, if you guessed explosive, then you absolutely know what you're talking about. But we did test the explosive 2nd-star legendary effect on many energy weapons. And while the energy weapon did take that explosive legendary effect, it did not show up on the top section as far as an active legendary effect, even though you can clearly see that the explosive legendary effect is in the mod list. And when we fired it, there was no benefit from having demo expert or anything like that. So as far as visuals or anything, there was nothing. Like the explosive mod wasn't even on there. And we'll have to see if changes are made in the future for the explosive mod to work with them, since it's able to be put onto that weapon. I would suggest if it's not able to work, maybe we make it to where the explosive effect is not able to be put on to that weapon, or they work something out to where it's not overpowered like it used to be back in the past. And now a question that came up during the live stream was, can these legendary modules be displayed and sold? And by design, Bethesda does allow these legendary modules to be sold in your vendor. Now, since these new legendary particles can be stored inside of your scrap box, it is something to be noted that if you perish with these legendary particles on your person, that they will drop along with your other junk. So just be prepared for that and make sure to store this inside of your scrap box or your stash box. Now, to me, the legendary crafting effects really remind me in part to the Leo mod for Fallout 4. And if you don't know what the Leo mod is, it is the Legendaries Effects Overhaul mod for Fallout 4. I use it in every single one of my Fallout 4 playthroughs, and I absolutely love it because you're able to script other legendary weapons to get a legendary crafting material that you can take and put to other weapons and make them legendaries, or put a different legendary effect on the first, second, or the third slot. And now I really hope that the number of modules that is needed to craft legendaries is toned down, because as it stands right now, for a 1-star legendary craft, it is 10 modules. For a 2-star, it is 20 modules. And for a 3-star, it is 30 modules. And now you may have noticed on that last screen talking about the legendary module cost that there was no bit of legendary cores on that page for crafting legendaries, and the team let everyone know in the patch notes that they are still evaluating how they want to manage legendary cores moving forward. And I really hope that this transpires in a way to make the legendary cores either still useful in a way, or if the team is going to be taking out the legendary cores for legendary crafting, that the team will do something in the way of taking the number of legendary cores that people have and figuring out a good number to either turn that into atoms, into legendary modules, or something useful for the players out there in the wasteland. Now, I wish that the console players could take part in the public test server, but as it stands right now, the public test server is only accessible by those with a Steam account. So if you have a Steam account and you would like to test out some of these features that are in the public test server, make sure to download the public test server for Fallout 76. Y'all, let me know in the comment section below how you feel about these changes coming to the wasteland. Like I said on stream, I am super excited for the future of Fallout 76. We will definitely have to see what these changes bring to the wasteland, but thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to check this video out. And like we said before, if you hadn't seen the video where we teach you how to mule from one character to another with or without Fallout First, make sure to check this video out right here. Thanks so much to the channel members for the continued support. Y'all have a great, wonderful day out there in the wasteland. Peace. Love ya.